The Trump administration has frozen billions in federal funding meant for after-school and summer learning programs, sparking outrage among educators and parents across the country.
These programs serve millions of children from low-income families, offering safe environments, academic support, and enrichment during non-school hours. Critics argue the freeze jeopardizes vital educational and social lifelines that keep vulnerable students on track and out of trouble.
Why target these programs now? The administration claims budgetary constraints, but some see deeper political motivations. My kids depend on that program. Without it, I don't know where they'll go after school while I'm working. Funding was halted just weeks before summer break, leaving organizations scrambling to cover costs or cancel entirely.
In many urban and rural districts, after-school programs provide meals, tutoring, and mentorship that schools can't always offer alone. Education advocates say this isn't just budget trimming, it's an attack on equal opportunity.
Volunteers and donors are stepping up nationwide, launching emergency fundraisers to keep local programs alive. Some officials suspect the freeze was coordinated without consulting local education agencies or community partners. This is more than an inconvenience. It's a betrayal of everything we're trying to build for our students. The freeze impacts over 1.7 million children enrolled in federally funded extended learning initiatives.
Some centers have already shuttered their doors, unable to pay staff or renew leases. A report from the After School Alliance warned this cut could set back educational equity by years.
I miss my robotics club. It made me feel smart and proud of myself. Was this move part of a larger shift away from public funding of community-based education? The Department of Education has yet to offer a clear timeline for restoring the funds, or even confirm if they will.
Grassroots protests are building in Washington, with parents, teachers, and kids demanding answers.
I'm not going to let this program disappear. Our community depends on it.
Legal experts are now examining whether the freeze violates existing education laws or civil rights protections.
Internal emails leaked from a staffer show early warnings were ignored by higher-ups. Affected states include California, Texas, New York, Georgia, and Florida, impacting thousands of local programs.
The freeze comes even as test scores and mental health needs are worsening post-pandemic. Federal officials insist it's a temporary reallocation, but provided no alternative supports or interim solutions.
This is why people don't trust the government anymore. They forget the real people behind the numbers. Nonprofits and school districts now face impossible choices: slash services or turn kids away. Celebrities and influencers are using their platforms to raise awareness and funds for threatened programs. Why is the administration silent despite weeks of backlash and media pressure?
Some communities are repurposing libraries and churches to keep youth engaged during critical hours. Without these programs, juvenile crime and dropout rates historically increase, especially in underserved areas.
After-school sports kept me off the street. Now I coach, hoping to do the same for them. Summer programs often prevent the learning loss that disproportionately affects poor and minority students.
Local organizers say this decision ignores decades of evidence showing these programs boost achievement and well-being. Critics say the administration is gutting public goods in favor of private interests.
Some allege lobbyists pushed for reallocation toward charter initiatives with fewer regulations. We had 120 students ready for summer STEM camp. Now we're scrambling to save it. In Chicago, volunteers held a 24-hour donation drive, raising enough to keep their summer program afloat. Congress members from both parties have requested a formal review of the funding freeze.
Despite bipartisan concern, no hearings have been scheduled yet. Meanwhile, families are left wondering if safe, productive spaces for their kids will disappear overnight.
Could a quiet reversal be coming? Rumors swirl inside Capitol Hill of a secret restoration deal. I've covered education for 10 years. I've never seen a funding cut like this with so little transparency. Some superintendents are urging governors to declare emergency education orders to bypass federal delays.
Meanwhile, children are paying the price, caught in a budget war they didn't create. Education is supposed to be nonpartisan, but this freeze has turned into a political storm.
I just want to go back to my art class. It made me feel calm and happy. Some states are stepping up with their own funding to temporarily bridge the gap. It's unclear how long these stopgap measures will hold or who will step up next.
Parents are staging sit-ins, marches, and even hunger strikes to demand action. With trust eroding, the freeze could spark a long-term shift in how public education is funded.
Is this the start of a deeper dismantling of federal education commitments? We're not giving up. We'll fight for every child who needs a place to learn and grow. The story is still developing, but for now, millions of kids face an uncertain summer.
This funding freeze may fade from headlines, but its impact will echo through communities for years. Watchdogs warn this sets a dangerous precedent: education funding as a political pawn.
How many more programs will be quietly cut before someone notices? We're preparing to challenge this in court, because kids deserve more than silence. Public outrage continues to build, but it remains to be seen if Washington will act.
In the absence of leadership, local heroes are rising to protect the next generation. The future of after-school and summer programs hangs in the balance, alongside the dreams of millions of American children.